Hi friends, welcome to Crack Grade B. We are back with yet another important lecture on the current affairs series that we are running in our YouTube channel. So this current affairs is from 1st of March 2022, 10th of March 2022, and this is the current affairs part, right? Means this current affairs doesn't include the PIB. So for PIB, as you all know, we have a separate video, and also we do provide a separate content for that. Okay, so let's begin. Let's begin with the first piece of news, that is UPI 123. So I don't think we have to go through and explain it here, because we do have a specific video on UPI 123 on our YouTube channel. So please go ahead and watch that. Meanwhile, let me go through you with some of the very key features or key issues regarding UPI 123. So UPI 123 is a UPI transaction for features phone. And why this is being taken up by the RBI? Because there are approximately 40 crores feature phone user in the country, right? 40 crore. So they have RBI had done it in 4 ways. So there can be 4 ways using which UPI 123 can work. It's app-based functionality, right? Means there will be a pre-installed app in the feature phone. Using that, the system will function. Then there will be missed call features. Then there would be an IVR features. Then there would be proximity sound-based payments. Means it will use a sound wave of particular frequency. Using that, when the frequency matches, the payment will take place, right? So as you all know, in the in the current affair material, we do put some of the facts from the for the issue, right? So you don't have to search anywhere for the static part. Then let's go to the next one. Changes in investment by umbrella organization. Now what is this? This is again the circular by Reserve Bank of India. This is applicable to all primary and cooperative bank. So see, so there is a changes made to an old circular, section 2I and section 3B. Sorry, 2 3B. Okay. So this is where the initial commentary, where the non-SLR investment shall be limited to 10% of the bank's total deposit as on March 31st of the previous year. Now this cap has been removed. Okay, again here also section 10% from the non-SLR investment at any time, the cap has been removed, right? And it has been made voluntary. So I hope you have you understood this one, and this is very important because this is one of the RBI circular as well. So you can expect one of the questions regarding this, because this is a maybe the news article is very small, but this is one of the very big change when it comes to primary urban cooperative bank and its umbrella organization. Now what is umbrella organization, right? See, umbrella organization is it's like a sponsor bank. So I hope now things is clear. You know what a sponsor bank is? It's like an umbrella sponsor bank. Then let's see interest equalization scheme on the pre and post shipment. Again, this one is a circular by the Reserve Bank of India, applicable to all scheduled commercial bank excluding RRB, small finance bank, primary urban bank, cooperative bank and Exim Bank. Now, what's the key highlight? See, this is regarding export and import of payments, right? Interest equalization scheme. So just go through it. It's not that important, but yes, since it's a circular by the RBI, no few things like it is applicable to whom, not applicable to whom, and something like that. But what is interest equalization scheme? Let us read about it. The interest equalization scheme implemented on 1st of April 2015 to provide pre and post shipment export credit to exporters in rupees, right? Means it's a credit scheme for import and export of shipments. At time, exporters were facing increasing credit cost in their export cycle due to the stagnation of global demand and extended credit period. Okay, intended to stem and downward trends in the export, this scheme offers 3% rate of interest equalization. So what happens is that, see, when, let's say you want to import some goods from US and the shipment is coming via ship. So that takes somewhere around 1 month. So within the 1 month, based on the demand and supply, the interest rate can go up and down. And there should not be any unnecessary burden to the, exporters or importers of this volatility. They are being protected on the equalization based on this interest equalization scheme, right? So now let's move to the next one. NAFID. What is this? A National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. Right? This is a new name added to AIFI, All India Financial Institutions. As you all know, AIFI is regulated by Reserve Bank of India, right? So NAFED. So not all AFI is regulated by regulated by RBI, but this one would be regulated and supervised by All India Financial Institutions by Reserve Bank of India under Section 45L and 45N of the RBI Act 1934. I hope this is clear. This is Infrastructure Financing Developmental Bank. Then change in UPI limit. So what happened is that this is a circular by SEBI. You will know that if you want to apply for IPO, one option is ASBA, the other option is UPI mandate, which has very recently been introduced. Okay, so this UPI mandate has a limit of 2 lakh, to which SEBI gave an approval to increase it from 2 to 5 lakhs, right? So this is the only news, and which is very, very important. Now, the framework will be applicable to public issue or debt security, which opens on May 1, 2022. Okay. Now let's move forward to the next one. Finances news. Indian investors can trade in select US stock via NSE IFSC Gift City Gujarat. It's a very good news, right? So the limit is as per the liberalized remittance scheme, yearly $250,000 per year. Okay, and as of now there are only 50 US stocks, but over a period of time more will be added. For example, Apple is there, Alphabet, Exxon Mobil, Amazon, Tesla, means almost all big companies are there. But yes, US have more big companies than 50, so over a period of time more will be added. Okay, so now let's move to the next news. State of the Environment Report 2022. This is a very important, report by Center for Science and Environment and Down to Earth magazine. So Down to Earth is a magazine. So in collaboration with Center for Science and Environmental, they have, came out with this report. So the commentary is under employment, economy, housing, drinking water, agriculture, digitalization of land record, solid waste management, forest record, cover, and energy. Right? So you can go through all this. So again, let me tell you, this kind of private report, because no intergovernmental body is involved, not the government, right? So it's an independent body and a magazine has together come out. So this doesn't hold much relevance because the similar kind of report Niti Aayog will give, so those becomes more important. So yes, absolutely, when it is there, this is important. But when you compare it with any other piece of information, let's say the same kind of report regarding the sustainable development goal Niti Aayog is going to give, right? So in that case, that becomes more important. So just go through it. Okay, and not all the data is important, but yes, we have put the data so that you have time to revise. Just go through it. It can help you in the descriptive part, if not in the prelims or in the MCQ part. So these are the few important things that are important. Jharkhand and Bihar are least prepared to meet the SDG by the target year 2030. Kerala is ranked first, followed by Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh in the second position. Tamil Nadu and Himachal Pradesh share the list. Third position shared by Goa, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. So, a recent kind of report has already been there in the month of, I think, November or December by the Niti Aayog. So they too have the same ranking. So you don't have to, do extra. So it's just a revision of that report. I mean, all these points, you can go through it. Now, let's move to the next one, India UAE trade, right? So as you all know, UAE in the recent times has gone to FATF list, right? FATF gray list. So these are some of the very key data regarding the India UAE trade deal. Now, why this is important? Because recently all these trade deals are happening between India and UAE because India and UAE have agreed for FTA agreements, right? So there is an agreement regarding free trade agreement, and based on that, the data are looking good. That things are improving in terms of the export and imports on goods and service. Democracy Report 2022. This is very important. This was released by VDEM Institute at Sweden University at Gothenburg. Okay. The title of the report is Democracy Report 2022: Autocracy and Changing Nature. Right. So the parameters are, the report classifies into 4 regimes based on the Liberal Democratic Index: liberal democracy, electoral democracy, electoral autocracy, and closed economy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now, as per the report, Sweden topped the LDI index, and Denmark and Norway, along with the Costa Rica and New Zealand, make up to the top 5 in the liberal democracy ranking. Okay. Sweden 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this way. India is a part of broader global trend of anti-plural political party dividing a country's autocracy. Right? It was ranked 93 in the LDI. India figures in the bottom 50 of the country. Being the largest economy of the world, still India, ranks 93 in the LDI. Then India has slipped further down in the electoral democracy index to 100, even lower in the deliberative component index at 102. So in South Asia, India is ranked below Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, and Pakistan in LDI, and only above in Pakistan. So then IPCC released second part of this sixth assessment report, right? So IPCC's Intergovernmental Panel on Climatic Change. So in the first part, what they have said, the first part of the report on physical science of the climate change in 21, it had warned that 1.5 degrees Celsius warming was likely to be achieved before 2040 itself. Then part 3 and the final part, the third and the final part of the report, which will look into the possibility of reducing emission, is expected to come out in April 2022. Okay. What's the frequency? The assessment report that first came out in 1990, right? And every few years, about 7 years, the IPCC produced the assessment report. Very important thing. So you can go through the data point that has been given up, and let's move to the next one. Decline in investment through P notes. So this is according to the SEBI, which is saying that between Jan 22 in comparison to December 21, the investment through participatory notes is declined. Why? One reason is Omicron. The second is the geopolitical situation due to the war between Russia and Ukraine. Right? Now, what is participatory notes? You can go through it in our own material. You don't have to hunt anywhere outside our notes. Right? Then market infrastructure institutions. So it's like the okay. Let's go through it. SEBI noted that the NSA, the country's largest equity derivative exchange, is the systematically important market infrastructure institution. For example, when RBI comes up with an, let's say domestically, systematically important banks, okay, it's like the same thing for the market. Means if this kind of organization fail, it will have a very big effect on the economy. So that's why this is being classified as the systematically important market infrastructure institutions, right? So now You can go through it. For what? According to the panel set up in 2010 under the chairmanship of former Reserve Bank of India Governor Bimal Jalan, the term market infrastructure denotes that such fundamental facilities and systems serving this capital market. Okay, who are other MIIs, right? Among other stock exchange, the SEBI lists 7, including the Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, Multi Commodity Exchange of India, Metropolitan Stock Exchange of India, Central Depository Services, National Depository Services, and Multi Commodity Exchange Clearing Corporation. So these are the 7, other in the list. Then, but for banks, there are only 3: SGFC, ICICI, and State Bank of India. Then, US executive order on the cryptocurrency. So recently, I think you have gone through a news which says the Bitcoin is rallying again. I mean, Bitcoin's price is increasing. The price is increasing because the American president, Mr. Joe Biden, has signed an executive order regarding cryptocurrency, right? Where it will focus only on the 6 areas, means they will, it is a kind of research. So how consumer protection, financial stability, elect activity, competitiveness, financial inclusion, and responsible innovation. So the study of cryptocurrency in these broad parameters will be done in the US, right? Then Mercom India research. So now this Mercom India research, it says that India's installed 10% gigawatt of solar capacity in calendar year 21, a 212% increase in year on year. So this is again a very good news, because we have to achieve something by 2030 following COP26, and also we have to be carbon neutral by 2070. This is, few of the steps on that footpath. Okay, so the report titles Annual 21 India Solar Market Update in the name of report, right? So now, compared to, okay, so no comparison because we have already seen it's 212% increase. Now, according to the report, so these are the few highlights. 3.2% gigahertz of solar capacity installed were made by India in 2020, right? So you can go through all this, detail. Look, in 2020, rooftop installation increased by 138%. So these are some of the very key and very important data. Rajasthan, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh were the top 3 states in terms of cumulative large scale solar capacity, accounting 50% of the country's installation. So look, we have so many states, but only 3 states contributes to more than 50%. Means the commendable job that they are doing at their end. And also, it's not about just the government, Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. What happens is that this, for example, Rajasthan has Tata plant, right? So in India, the biggest solar power, rooftop solar power is being operated by the Tatas, right? So in that case, it will be calculated in Rajasthan. Okay. Same goes for Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Because of industrialization, some of the states may come up. So Rajasthan led capacity addition in 21 with 4 gigahertz of solar capacity installed. So Rajasthan 4.5 gigawatt alone installed. Right? Then IARI research on resilient crop. Okay, so Indian Agriculture Research Institute. So they are on the research because they want to develop certain, varieties of crop that are tolerant to floods, drought, heat waves, disease, right? And in this regard, they have done it. PB. So these are the name of few of the types of resistance that they have developed. You can go through it. Now let's move to the next one, pandemic treaty. So this is a treaty that has been brought out by the World Health WHO. What WHO intends here is, because in this pandemic, WHO has learned multiple things. For example, the country which have money, the country which have pharmaceutical industry are vaccinating their people, whereas the African countries who do not have money, who do not have any pharmaceutical industry, are way behind their vaccination, right? So there are many countries where vaccination have started only when WHO gave it for the free of cost. Even they don't have money to buy. So in that case, a treaty is being signed that if there is any, circumstance in future, then how to react on it, how to act collaborative on it, right? So you can go through this report, wonderful report. And with this, we are almost ending this lecture. We are, as you all know, that we do not discuss one-liner. So let's meet in the next lecture. Till then, bye. Happy and thank you. Learning.